Mother inserted the key into the lock and turned it gently. The mechanism on the door sprang into action instantly, and the mysterious old mansion swung open. She turned back with a knowing smile.
Welcome to Spiderwick.
The children were returning to their great-grandfather's old house for the first time. Everything here filled them with wonder. Inside, it wasn't as dilapidated as it appeared from the outside. In the center of the hall stood a magical guava tree, 2 stories tall, but Mother warned the children, the tree's fruit must never be eaten, for it contained a deadly poison. Even more astonishing, a miniature kitchen set for an unknown user stood on the dining table. Its gas stove still held a flame. Yet it was clear the house had been uninhabited for years. Mushrooms even grew on the ceiling. Still, Mother reassured the children. This place was brimming with secrets and surprises. If they could clean the old mansion over summer break, they'd start the new semester with a fresh beginning.
All right, come on, let's go.
Come nightfall, Jared tossed and turned, unable to sleep. Suddenly, he heard heavy knocking sounds. Terrified, he tried to wake his twin brother Simon, only to find him already deep in slumber. He quietly slipped into his sister's room, grabbing her training sword as a weapon. Following the sound, he approached the closet. Opening the door, he thrust the sword forward, though it seemed to pierce only air. The blade bent strangely, stained with what looked like blood. Just then, the clutter inside the closet tumbled to the floor, revealing a demonically terrifying face. But upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a portrait of a cannibal signed by his great-grandfather. Simultaneously, a sedan pulled up on the bridge. A bespectacled man stepped out, his face frozen in terror. Across the bridge stood the legendary ogre's shadow. Clearly, the man had made a pact with the demon. By luring this family of 4 into the ancient mansion, he could redeem his daughter, abducted by the ogre. But when father and daughter finally met, he suddenly realized his daughter seemed shorter somehow. Even the shape of the scars on her face had changed. He instantly realized this wasn't his daughter at all. Unexpectedly, at that very moment, a huge hand suddenly reached up from beneath the bridge, snatched the man, and dragged him into the river. Then, the cannibal across the bridge slowly approached, his features gradually transforming into the bespectacled man's likeness. Thus, the 2 demons disguised themselves as father and daughter. Their purpose in coming was to find the wilderness guide written by the boy's great-grandfather in the old mansion. The next day, the mother brought Jared to the hospital. She sent the child alone to meet the scheduled psychologist, while she herself slipped into the psychiatric ward. It turned out she had come to visit her aunt, who had been recuperating there. However, the last time her aunt had spoken was over a decade ago. She could only sit quietly beside her aunt, patiently recounting her experiences over the years. Just then, her great-aunt suddenly grasped her hand, and miraculously spoke. She insisted witches and demons were real, and urged her to flee the dangerous ancestral home immediately. Soon evening fell. As the family of 4 prepared to eat, they heard that chilling sound seeping from the walls again. The mother grabbed tools with the children, and chiseled a large hole in the wall. But what followed left them stunned. The wall was covered in dried, shriveled dead rats. This eerie sight sent a chill through everyone. The mother hurriedly had the children clean it up, while she went to call for repair services. Unexpectedly, the sister made an excuse to clear the table and slipped away. Brother Simon was also in a rush to attend a firefly catching contest, leaving only Jared to clean up the mess. But then the unbelievable happened. Simon, who had gone outside, actually caught a firefly. Yet when he picked it up to examine it closely, the firefly had the form of a human. Terrified by the sight, Simon dropped the glass jar. As the jar shattered, the human-shaped firefly immediately flew into the air. Meanwhile, Jared, still cleaning at home, heard strange noises coming from upstairs. Climbing up via the small elevator, he discovered a hidden study. The walls were lined with animal taxidermy, alongside experimental equipment, motors, test tubes, and beakers. Then he spotted his great-grandfather's portrait. Just as he switched on the light, a dust-covered ancient book lay on the floor. Little did he know, this was the very wilderness guide the ogre had been desperately seeking. But unexpectedly, the inner pages of the book had been completely torn out for some unknown reason. Just then, a low, guttural growl suddenly echoed from behind him. Immediately afterward, he noticed a line of eerie writing had mysteriously appeared on the mirror. After grasping the literal meaning, he spun around to look, only to find a strangely dressed little elf standing right before his eyes.